I'm sure you've all seen how to build a retaining wall before. This is my method rendition, probably very similar to everybody else. You know, a standard foam core board for $1.50, whatever it is, at the local dollar store, and download some suitable brick papers from your favourite scale scene or some other company similar to that provide this type of paper. And then what you need to do is cut some columns to support the wall. I've made this one the equivalent of 2 feet wide. Then I covered both of them with the brick paper. As you can see, the columns have worked out nice, appropriate size, and just using PVA glue for that, and then running a set square along it to get rid of the bubbles. You have to be careful because sometimes your paper will tear. And the next step for me is to add some grass material to represent some growth on the walls themselves. Just along the bottom. I haven't finished this one, but you get the idea. Just lay down some PVA glue and then pick up your flocking material and drop it in. And my next step for this is I've cut out this kind of header that will go between the two columns. I'll cover that with the brick material, and that will set it off nicely. Now, along the top I'm going to do this. So this will give you an idea of how it would look on the layout. It's a fairly high retaining wall, but that's to get up to my second level there. And I think it's quite appropriate and will look very effective when finished. So a simple construction that enables you to add additional elements around your layout for very little cost. I hope you enjoyed that. I've purchased some popsicle or ice lolly sticks, whatever you want to call them, and cut off the rounded edge or the rounded end, and I'll sand them down, and then they will go along the top. Let's put this up here. So they will sit along the top like so. I will cut grooves in it to represent slabs, and I think I'll paint them grey, and so we'll end up with a nice little structure in there. Very simple and cheap, and everybody should be able to do this and line the perimeter or parts of the perimeter of your layout with a realistic looking retaining wall. Here are the cap plates for the retaining wall that I've made from the popsicle sticks or ice lolly sticks, and I've sprayed them grey, and here you can see how I've carved out the joints. So I'm now going to use this gouache, white paint to fill out the joints. I'll add a bit of water and see if it will run through, then wipe off, and it'll be kind of dry brush effect. So I'm just going to do that now. Well, I've done a little bit of experimenting with the cap plates for the top of the retaining wall. This is a popsicle ice lolly stick that I sprayed with a grey primer. Now, while it does a good job, it's probably not the best idea, because I tried to use this gouache to line the seams or the joints, but it didn't work out. And then on this one here, I tried a Sharpie. While it's okay, it's not that great. And finally, I used this Uni Posca. It's kind of a fine nib pen. You need to purchase this through Amazon. I use it in my artwork to highlight some of the elements on sketches that I do. And that's a fairly good line. And I think I'll continue using that. So next step is to mount them onto the retaining walls and see how it all looks. And here is the finished retaining wall with the header plate. And I added some weeds in for effect. I think it looks quite acceptable and will certainly enhance my layout once I get that sorted. So this is my little demonstration on how to build a retaining wall that looks reasonably realistic. If you have any questions, just drop me a note, and thanks for checking it out. And remember to subscribe. Really appreciate your support. Bye for now.